This right here is GitHub Copilot using a skill to interact with me and to create a new Azure DevOps work item. And this is not something that GitHub Copilot can do out of the box. And that's what makes what we're going to be talking about today so exciting. Hi, my name is Ned. I work in business intelligence. I'm a Microsoft MVP with a focus on Power BI. And today we're going to be talking about how you can create custom skills for your agentic coding agents. We're even going to link it back to a few Microsoft Power BI Fabric scenarios. Now, if any of that sounds exciting, or if this video sounds exciting, if you could do me a favor, go on over and hit the like button and then go on over and subscribe. It would mean a lot because it really helps the channel grow. Okay, let's jump back into the computer and let's start talking about AI. So if you don't know what we're talking about from the intro of that video, we are talking about building skill files for agentic coding agents. And man, that is a lot of buzzwords. So moving then into VS Code, let me show you what those things actually are. An agentic coding agent is one like, for example, GitHub Copilot that I have open here that has access to my local files and can execute commands on my behalf after I chat with it via an LLM. And a skill file is a markdown file with a literal list of instructions for the LLM to follow. So those instructions can be as simple as return, hi, my name is Bob, or as complex as execute this Python code, execute these scripts, so on and so forth. So the skill file that I showed you in the beginning of that video, for example, was this skill file that I have open up right here. And as you can see, right, it includes a bunch of stuff around, hey, use this PowerShell script. Here's the environment organization. Here's the order at which I want you to do things. And then specific notes on where to get documentation or where to not do things. But at a high level, a skill file is a list of steps. Now, here's where this gets a little bit meta and kind of funny. So I am horrible at writing a list of steps. So how do you then get a skill file, especially one that's optimized for an LLM? Well, you ask an LLM to create it. So here I have a PowerShell script that when I run, logs me into my Microsoft Power BI tenant here, and then lists out all of the workspaces. And then when I select a workspace, shows me all the semantic models, and then downloads that PBIX for me, right? Pretty simple, pretty basic PowerShell script. But this is one that I still have to run. So I want to just be able to call it from my agentic coding agent. Well, I'm going to ask GitHub Copilot to turn this script into a skill. So how can we do that? Well, I can open up the PowerShell script. So GitHub Copilot has it in its context. I can open up the agent right here. I can switch the model. I'm going to switch it to GPT 5.4 right here. And then I'm going to tell it, I want to create a skill for you to use. And we'll see what it comes back with here. And as you can see, it's thinking, so it's going to read its memory. It's going to set up the agent skill folder for it to use. So as you can see, it's reading the skill. And once it comes back and tells me that, hey, I found the skills, what I'm going to ask it to do is create a skill to download reports. Use the open PowerShell script as an example. The existing PowerShell script does a good job. I want to call it by saying download report. And then I'm going to hit enter. And what it should do is it should use this to create a new markdown folder for itself. And that's exactly what it did. And it wants permission here to run a push command to create a file. So I'm going to allow that. And it's going to do it incorrectly. So I'm going to be right back while it loops through right here and fixes itself. And actually, there we go. It's starting to fix itself. So it's going to look for errors. And like, really, this isn't that interesting. All right, like, I'm going back and forth with an LLM, and it's going to continue to run commands here until it nails the downloading of reports. So it came back and it told me that it was done, and it said, hey, test it, tell it I want to download a report. And it started going through and asking me questions. Now, this is great because it means the skill does exist. However, the chatbot still has all of the context as to what I actually wanted it to do up above in the chat. So the real test for these skills is, can you then hit a new session button and call the skill and have it behave repeatedly? So I'm going to go download report to call the skill that the AI agent just chatted with. And what we should see happen is we should see it recognize that it has a skill, and it should use that skill, and that's what it's doing right now, to download the report. So for example, it just saw that, hey, there's a download report workflow. It's going to read the PowerShell scripts. And what we should now see is we should see it first check if it has the module, then import the PowerShell module, although right now it just errored out. And it should now try to sign in. So for example, it just tried to sign in, and it's prompting up single sign-on here. So I'm going to sign on in. And then what we should see it do is we should see it ask us for a list of workspaces right here. So we'll see if that happens. So it's recognized that it's successfully authenticated in. What I'm now expecting is seeing that list of workspaces, and it's running into more errors. And it did eventually get to a point where it downloaded the report. But as you can see, it ran into a wall just repeatedly here with PowerShell. So how do I improve this, and how do I make this skill file better? Well, I asked the LLM to learn from the errors that it just ran into. So I sent a message, I actually sent a message twice, saying, you just ran into a massive number of errors. Use these errors to learn. You absolutely do not need me to sign into Power BI every time you want to run a PowerShell script. And it's going to think, I'm going to go back and forth and continue to improve the markdown file procedure and the instructions in that markdown file procedure over and over and over again until it can repeatedly create and achieve the behavior that I want. So like, for example, right here, it's going to look to see if it can preserve a session. So let me continue to coach it, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you hopefully a finalized skill. So we're now about an hour into the making of this video and working on the skill, and I think we have it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to create a new chat session. I'm going to go download reports. And what we should see is we should see it use just one authentication flow to log in. So here we go. It's trying to log in. And then we should see it maybe use one more PowerShell script to list out the workspaces. And then we should see one more PowerShell script to download the reports. So here we are. So here's the sign-in flow starting. Let's see if it works. I'm hopeful here. Okay, authentication is in place. All right, it's pulling the list of workspaces. So here we go. It's asking me for which workspace I want to download a report from. And then it should give me a list of reports, which there's only one. So, or semantic models, like you should say. For example, here, and it's asking me for the output path. I'm going to say, yep, output it to the path you want. And then we should see it download the file right here. I do already have an output file named that. So it recognized that it already existed, and it's asking me if I want to overwrite or create a new file name. I'm going to say, hey, create a new file name. And here it is, exporting. And just like that, we should now see the file being created and outputted. So let's go and let's look at where it's outputting. And here is the Power BI file it just downloaded. So as you can see from this process, creating these AI skills is not an error-free, easy breezy experience. It takes lots of iteration. But as you work through those iterations, eventually the skill starts to work. And eventually you have an automation that you can use at any point in time. even this one that I produced during this video to download Power BI reports still probably could use a few more iterations of feedback with me coaching the LLM. That said, it's been an hour. This is for a YouTube video. I'm not going to kind of continue down that path at this moment. But if you're in a real business situation where an automation is really important, you can use this process to, well, frankly, automate pretty much anything that has a CLI or that you can access with a terminal. So if you learned something, consider subscribing if you're not. And if you already are subscribed, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment because it really helps push the video up through the algorithm. All right, thanks for watching.